So there's just this, which is already nothing being everything. This, as it is, isn't a thing that can be pointed at, even though the pointing to it may seem to appear in it. But really, it can never really be pointed at because it's not separate from itself. It's already this, which is already everything. This can never be explained. This can never be understood. This can never be known because there is already no knower outside of this. There is already no knower who's separate from this, who can know this. There is only this, which is already everything. So that which is looking for this is already this. So there is already nothing to know this because all there is already what is, simply what is this. So anything may happen here, anything may arise, but the arising itself can never be anything separate from this. It can only be this arising, which may include the question, the thinking, the analyzing, waiting, expectation, wondering. It's all just this. And this is not even this, you know. There is really nothing to hold on to, you know. But at times, when you say this, uh, what seems to be a separate self may seem as if it's got something to hold on to, something to grasp, something, but really it's not even this. Even that which seems to be the separate self is already this. So there is no separate self. This can only be an imagination appearing in this, as this. So this has no separation. So nobody can know this, even when the question may seem to arise in this, trying to know this, but there is already nobody to know this. There's just this, even appearing as a question or appearing as somebody who wants to know. So that's one can never know anything because it doesn't exist as separate. It's not real as separate self. It's just this appearing as that. even that which may seem to give an answer, but is never really giving any answer, you know. There's really nothing to know because this, as it is not separate. You know, there's no separation. This can be seen as just when it seems as if there's an activity going on, movement, asking question, giving an answer, wondering, complaining, not getting it, getting it. This may be seen as just dancing, you know. It's just boundless energy dancing in a way. Even though in the story, it may seem as if something is happening, but in actual fact, nothing is really happening. This isn't happening. And even talking about this can be seen as just a story appearing in this. If it seems as if there are people talking about this, that's just a story. There are no people already. There's just talking. Even to say talking can also be just another story. There can be sounds happening. Yet even the sound, to say it's a sound, it's, you know, this as it is already wordless. There are no words here. Yet it may appear as words. This can't be spoken. This can't be said. It's already whole and complete. This is already appearing as everything. Sometimes words can never really describe what this is. You know, this is beyond all words. They can never be a description. This can't be described. So if it seems as if uh, there's somebody who's helping somebody, that's too can only be this appearing. You know, there's already no separate appearance that can appear outside of this. So everything already is already this. No matter what shape or form it may appear to be, it's simply what is. So the one who seems to be listening right now is already not there. There is no listener and there's no one who's talking. There's just this. The separate I is already not there. The one who thought that by coming to this meeting, maybe I will expand and be, that one is already not there. There is already an expansion. There is already just this, which is already the way it is, which includes the one who says, oh, by coming to this meeting, it's already this vastness appearing as somebody who thought who thought maybe by coming to this meeting I will become one with this. That's already vastness. That's already oneness, if I may say, appearing as that. So there's nobody here. This isn't talking to anybody. So if there are questions, uh, if something is coming up that wants to share, feel free to do so. So uh, this as it is as well uh, isn't waiting for anything to happen. No, it's not waiting for somebody to ask a question, you know. So We can simply rest, rest as just this silence. It doesn't mind. It doesn't mind. There is no agency that's all. It's expecting somebody to ask a question. No, just so.
So I'm practicing right now, like trying to relax into what you're saying and just relax into what is. But you'd say there's no me that is relaxing into what is. So you would just say sort of that there's just relaxing happening here into this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard.
Yeah, that is just.
Did you try calling?
No, not yet. I will, but whatever.
So again, it's happening now.
Yeah.
It wasn't happening before.
Yeah, but as soon as they open.
And there's no choice or no intention or no anything. It just, before it was not relaxed. Now it's relaxing.
Yeah, it's all just this, even though at times it may seem as if it's not relaxing, it's just already everything appearing as that. There is already nobody to make a choice, even though in the story it may seem as if somebody is taking a decision, is making a choice, but really there is nobody there. It's just disappearing as that. So there is already no doer. Even when there is relaxing happening, there's nobody to relax. There's nobody who's even listening. And this isn't talking to anybody because this is already nothing. So they can be, it's seen as if here it is seen that it's just nothing talking to nothing. There's no purpose here to achieve anything, to bring somebody back to this. No, it is just what's happening, which is already freedom appearing as that. It's freedom appearing as seeking, freedom appearing as giving up, freedom appearing as anger, frustration, freedom appearing as everything. The experiencer is already not there. The one who says, oh, I'm experiencing this and that is exactly this appearing as that. It may say all kinds of things. It may say, oh, I'm stressful, It may say now, I'm feeling love, I'm happy. So nice to be here. So it may express as anything, and there are no limitations here. It may keep quiet, it may talk, it may go to the loo, it may feel hungry, frustrated, wondering. It's all just this which can't be seen, which can't be understood, which can't be gotten, because it's the only thing there is, It's already nothing being everything. It's already everything. It's not separate from itself. So freedom is already everything. This is freedom. A person, what seems to be the person, can never be free because the person does not exist. There's just freedom. There's no person who's separate from this. There's just freedom appearing as a somebody who's looking for freedom. There's already freedom appearing as somebody who wants to get it. There's already nobody who wants to get this. There's just freedom. And this doesn't mind. It doesn't mind. There may be thoughts running in the background. There's so much space that everything is allowed to be as it is without judgment. This doesn't try to get rid of anything. Because it's just freedom appearing as everything. This doesn't say the other, because the other has to do with being somebody. Then if it's somebody, it thinks that it's separate, and then they may think that there are others as well. So there's no one who's separate, and there are no others as well. There's just simply this. This seeing right now, as it is, this seeing without any reference from the past or without any knowledge in the memory. This seeing as it is not a man or a woman. It's not a human being. It's not trying to get anything. It's not waiting for anything to happen. It doesn't have any intention to become anything. It's already what it is. And it's not somebody seeing. It doesn't belong to anybody. And this seeing as it is not local. There's no separate seeing. There's no seeing there, and there. It's just one. There's no seer. So it's already empty. It's already nobody. It's just seeing. And nothing is seen. There may be labels in the story that can see this body, can see that's image, computer screen, the room, the body. Those are just labels. There's just seeing and nothing is seen, and there's no seer. The seer and something being seen is just a story. The seer and something that is seen is just an imagination.
Why, I mean, why does this imagine all this? Why does it, if it seems like all this causes confusion, and which is this. But my question always is, why would it do that? If it's just everything, seen, freedom, cool. But why would it go out of its way, so to speak, to imagine me being a seeker, searching for it, and going through all why is it doing it? Because it is me, or imagining me seeking it, which is impossible. And so I just have, so the question is, why would it do that?
Peter, okay, something
Just want to
say?
give a shot so NKOSI can get a break. I'm just going to try. Well, the question it presupposes that there is a reason, and I would imagine that that's an assumption. There is no reason, so there is no answer to the question why. Or if an answer came up to the question why, it would be a story that would be made up. But this doesn't happen for a reason, because there is nobody that makes this happen.
Beautiful. There is no why. And it's just what's happening. There are no reasons. There's no purpose. This isn't going anywhere. This isn't a story.
And I admit, Don, it has crossed my mind before as well, because for a long time I thought somebody must be behind all this. It's just, that came up that it can't just be. And it seems like it just is. And how would I know that? I don't. But the question did come up, when NKOSI speaks, or when I'm on Wednesday night. I can see how, you could say, well, how do we know that what NKOSI says and Michael says and Dan says is less of a story than what anybody else says? And I don't have an answer for that, So on some level, and I'm curious actually what you'll say NKOSI, if I make sense. On some level, if somebody asks me, let's say I listen to NKOSI when you give a monologue, and I resonate with it, and I quote. I know this is not well said, but I buy it. It seems there's no opposition to it, or it seems clear. But if somebody came and said, well, how do you know that this is how it really is? I wouldn't have an answer for that.
Well, nobody knows. Nobody knows. There's nobody here to know anything. There's just this, which may appear as somebody who wants to know. How do I know? I don't. And there's no one here to know anything. It's just this.
Mm-hmm.
So what I hear you saying is that everything is simply resonance.
Yeah. There's just resonance, but nobody is resonating with anything.
Right.
It can be just this uh, appearing as resonance. No. And it is also seen that when what seems to be the seeker, of course, it's a story. When what seems to be the seeker collapses, it is recognized that there wasn't any seeker. So, in the midst of something that seems to be seeking, there is already no seeker. It's just already this appearing as a seeker. Somebody who's asking a question is already everything, is already what is being longed for or what is being looked for, appearing as somebody asking a question. So there's already nobody who's asking a question. There's already no real somebody who's asking a question. It's just this. Appearing as a question, appearing as an answer, appearing not to get it, appearing to get it, giving up or not giving up, frustrated, feeling confused, you know, feeling love, unconditional love. So it doesn't mind. There's no wrong or right here. This may appear as anything. It may appear as argument. It may appear as somebody who thinks, I think I get it now. You know, may say, I think I get it now. Oh, I've lost it. No. It's all just a play. It's just this appearing to appearing as different characters, you know, appearing to be separate from itself, but there's no real separation except as a thought or an imagination. There must be something other than this. That's just a thought appearing in this. Somehow, a thought that seems to say there must be something other than this. It may seem to make the seeking to continue in a way. Not accepting what just is, this may seem to make the seeking to continue in a way. But as well, that's just this appearing as that. It's not good or bad. It's just what seems to be happening. Yes, Peter?
I was just reflecting that there are so many answers out there. I mean, so many stories about how it all works, because it seems like that's what the human mind is, just keeps coming up with explanations and doing research and having answers to this, and every so often they say, well, we don't know yet about that, you know, but the idea that eventually it will all be known, which of course is not possible. And I understand, just to practice what you're saying, Nkosi, is all that is appearing in this. All these answers are appearing in this. These apparent answers, they're answers that are invented by the human mind. The human mind comes up with answers because it wants to explain how things work.
Yeah, exactly. You know, this this may I would say is not organized, you know, it's just appearing as it's appearing. It may take any direction, you know. Just like birds, when they fly, they move to any direction. You know, there is no traffic police for birds, you know, to try to direct birds to walk in a certain path. They move anywhere, anytime. So it's
You
like
know,
that.
it's interesting that you say that, because I have never paid much attention to birds, but I kind of, in the last 2 years, I've gotten pissed off with crows because I had crows that were nesting in a tree right next to my bedroom, and I got a what do you call this, slingshot, and I have moved since, not just for the birds, but anyhow, now I go swimming in the early morning, and at exactly, not exactly, but pretty much the same time, they call it a murder of crows. It's like a large group of crows, and they come, I think in this case from the north, and they're heading towards the Gulf here. I think I don't know, but I'm wondering. And it's different size groups, maybe 4 or 5. They go in one direction, and within that, it's like a flock, a group of maybe like 50 to 100 birds. And sometimes they go a little bit random. For the most part, they go somewhere, it seems, in the morning at the 6:45. And at night, they come back, I'm told, by a friend who also watches because he's also pissed off about the noise when they nest. So, but anyhow, it's what's interesting though, and at the same time, there is bigger birds that I don't know the names of that fly, and you go like, man, where the hell are they going? It's like, and I'm sure there is people who study it and would have stories to tell about it. That but I get what you're saying about the randomness of it. But sometimes they fly so fast, and you think they really want to get somewhere. Like they must have a place that they go to. But anyhow, it's just I'm fascinated by it, and I stop swimming when they come, and I watch them.
Beautiful. Yeah, it may seem as if they are birds, but really they are no birds. It's just this, you know, appearing as that, moving, taking any direction, you know, and there's so much freedom. There's so much freedom.
And just as an addendum, and it's interesting how the mind, again, I did what we said earlier when Don asked about why. I immediately thought, well, there is an answer to where they sleep, where they go, what they do, why do they do it, and I guess some people study that because they think they want to know about these things. So, and I still have some of that curiosity, and this is new for me to realize, like the concept that there is no birds. That's a challenge, because I look at them every day, and so if somebody comes and says, "Hey, there's no birds," that's a stretch. Especially if,
Yeah.
if one shits and the shit falls on your head, and you go, "Well, Peter, there's no birds," and you go like,
And it's very warm.
there's a little bit of an odor with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Imagine that if were to happen to a newborn baby. You know. So what would be the reaction of the newborn baby? Would it see a bird? Would it see anything?
No, it would just, no, that's right. Yes, yes. It would just be something that happens. Yeah,
Yeah.
apparently.
Yeah. So it's already, even right now, it's already what seems to be happening. You know.
Right.
We are all
So you-
still newborn babies.
So you're talking
Yes.
about us putting labels on everything?
Sorry, come
You're,
again?
you're talking about us labeling everything. I mean, it's good to bump it up to a newborn baby, and then we learn to label. Now we want to understand our labels, and on the mind goes.
Yeah, it's just a knowledge in a memory. Because to even say it's a bird, that's a knowledge, you know. But the bird itself doesn't even know that it's a bird. You know. You say it's a room, but the room itself doesn't know it's a room.
Mhm.
Doesn't say I'm a room. You know, you say is this that's just a label. It's just a label. Everything is already nothing. Even
So,
nothing. Yes.
yes, yes. And we're living in a system that prides itself, is proud that we have education. And it seems like the whole ambition of humanity is to label and then understand the mechanisms and the relationships and so on and so forth. And it's considered, progress. So it's like a whole civilization is built around the value of learning and research and all that. So how would you explain, so we're coming together here tonight and we're saying, or how did we say that, just imagine you're back at the level of a baby. What would cause, I know there is nobody, so but I'm still going to ask, what would cause somebody to want to do that, to undo the evolution that we've gone through? Or before you answer, let me see if I have an answer. I'm going to try. Why am I here? Well, on some level, even though I think less and less, but on some level, I have the imagination. It would simplify life and it would make life more enjoyable. The burden of knowing would be lifted. It would be a more, it would be a, it would be a very different way of living, to live without the knowledge and to simply just be like a baby would be. There is an appeal to it.
Well, I mean, there wouldn't be much progress if we were all at the baby stage of consciousness. There'd be no progress.
There would just
So
be a bunch of babies walking around outside and waiting to be fed.
Well, I may say that here it may seem that there is a There seem to be a synchronicity, you know. Things are simply happening. You know, there is going to the loo, going to town to buy grocery, come back, you know. But that is not registered as being done by somebody. You know, it's just happening. You know, it's not special. You know, nothing is, you know, everything is fine. It's just, you know, it doesn't mind the story. If somebody's talking, then this may seem to talk back, you know. Oh, the weather today, it's very hot. It's very hot. See, but it looks like in the afternoon it's gonna rain. You know, it's so simple, so quiet. That baby consciousness, you know, it's yeah. The evolution, as you were saying, the evolution itself is just also what appears in this as this. You know, it's not separate from this.
Mhm.
So everything is allowed to be as it is. There's no judgment here, you know. If something wants to learn, then it may learn, go to school, study, you know. But at the background of what seems to be happening or the activity, there's just stillness. There is watching what's happening. And that stillness is also appearing as an activity, you know. So
The stillness is
everything,
watching itself. Sorry.
sorry?
The stillness is watching itself, because you talk about the background of the stillness. It seems like there's a separation there. There's no background. There's just this. So there's nothing really
Yeah,
watching.
yeah, at times it may appear as just watching the activity, yet being the activity. I don't know how to put it. Not really watching as something,
Okay.
no. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So what I get in terms of what maybe Don said is that, so we're all babies, let me use that term. Um, and he said there would not be any progress, but there could be, in the stage you're talking about, a baby without the labels or this clarity. You could build Apple computers, Facebook, all this stuff, and never flinch from who he is. So there could be progress in the world if you, that word doesn't seem to fit, but things would happen. Things would just happen without a doer, is what I'm
Yeah.
understanding.
Yeah. As they are happening right now, there's no doer as well. So
Oh, right. So in some sense, we're still all babies. I mean, if you want to say that.
yeah, you can say that's no, it's okay.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
I mean, is it similar to the Buddhist teaching of non-attachment? So Alice was talking about the baby, but the baby can still, develop all kinds of things, but remain the baby and not label it, something like that. So that it seems like it's sort of like a level of non-attachment that no, I've got it. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a this may appear as anything, but this as it is right now, it's not a teaching. There's nobody here who's teaching anybody. It's just what appears to happen. Even the Buddha's teaching, it's just totality also appearing as that. That's not to say that is separate from this. It's just this also appearing as that. It may appear as a group, a religious group, somebody teaching about Jesus, about Christ, about God, who God is, So it doesn't mind. It doesn't mind. Because everything is already this, no matter what shape or form it may appear to be. In the story, it may appear as if somebody is taking a decision, has a free will, but there is no real free will. It's just this deciding everything, appearing as a you who thinks that I'm taking this decision. No, you have never taken any decision. It's just this taking a decision. There's just life. There's nobody who's living life. There's no owner of life. There's just life. Even when the body collapses, life continues. Life does not depend on the body for it to be what it is. Life is life with or without the body. The body isn't special. So, are there any last questions or comments?
I appreciated the session, and typically I don't participate to this extent, and I realize it's enjoyable to engage more. So thanks everybody for indulging.
Yes.
I really
You're
appreciate
welcome.
your
Yeah.
participation.
Thank you.
Yeah, it really opened it really opened something. And I was just thinking how slowly the session started, sitting in silence, and it became so rich in our discussion. I really appreciate it too.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. And I would like to say happy Thanksgiving, even though we don't have it here.
Yes, but you're 2 days late, but we accept it. It was what was it? Friday? No, Saturday, no, Friday.
Thursday is Thanksgiving.
Thursday. Okay.
Oh, I'm already
It's okay.
late.
Yes.
Okay. Good
We're
night,
already
everybody.
digesting the food. It's already gone. The food that we eat, it's already gone.
I missed out.
And yeah, and for you it's already Monday, isn't it, NKOSI?
Yeah, it's already Monday here. It's 27. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're really late.
Monday morning.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, good night.
Thank you. Good
Good
night.
night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.